Hello, everybody, and welcome to a surprise college football pregame show. You may be wondering, what? There's no games. You got Army, Navy. That's really it. You got the LA Bowl. Well, there's a lot to talk about. I'm going to be picking every single bowl game. So, other than the New Year's 6 ones, because we don't know the opposing team in them. And then I was going to make this live, but then, I couldn't get it to go live because something was covering up the button. But then I managed to do it, but then I didn't exactly know how I got to work, so I did it again. And then it worked, so then I was like, okay, now I know where to go. But, I wasn't in the right spot. I wasn't in my desk and stuff. But, so then I did it again. It was telling me to rotate the device or something. I did that, but it wouldn't start. So then I got off, and I was going to do it again, and I got disabled. Dumb. I really wanted to do a live stream. But it's fine. So we're going to be picking every bowl game, talking about Army, Navy, talking about who's going to win the Heisman, and talking about Kyle Whittingham's retirement. Let's start out with Kyle Whittingham's retirement. That's a more short topic. Heisman will be the main topic of the day, though. And bowl picks will be at the end. But Whittingham, after 21 legendary years, he was a phenomenal coach for the Utah Utes. Phenomenal head football coach. I'll actually go look up what he accomplished. I know he won 2 Pac-12 titles. I know that in the past 5 years. He probably has one more. Of course, he had that rough year in the Big 12. He had that rough year in the Big 12, winning only 5 games. But Kyle Whittingham achievements. A record-setting 177 wins as head coach. Back-to-back Pac-12 titles, back-to-back. An undefeated 2008 season, culminating in a Sugar Bowl win over Alabama. Numerous National Coaches of the Year one, AFCA, Bear Bryant, Dodd Trophy, and establishing a consistent physical program that produced many NFL players. Yeah, he was an insanely successful coach, winning him 21 years. He was the second longest active coach, behind the lovable Kirk Ferentz, who I love. But yeah. He will be coaching the Las Vegas Bowl. I think their defensive coordinator is going to be taking over for Utah. Makes sense. They have a good defense. I mean, they have a really good defense. Well, it wasn't that good against Kansas State, but hey, they got the win. Excuse me. He probably would have retired last season if last season was good. But there was no way Kyle Whittingham was going to go out on a 5-7 season. There was no way Kyle Whittingham was going to be like, I'm a legendary coach, but I'm going to go out and be remembered from my last season not even getting a bowl game and starting out 4-0 ranked 10th and then falling off. He wasn't going to do that. He was going to go out on a 10-win season. Honestly, probably going to be an 11-win season. I'd be shocked if Nebraska beat them. So, I mean, he had a legendary coaching career. It was a great coaching career. And we have to respect that. He was probably a top 10 best active coach. He accomplished many things. They were great in the Pac-12 for 19 years under him. First year under Big 12 is rough. Next year is good. Now, where does Utah go from here? I don't know if they can be as good. Because when you lose a legendary coach like that, who you've had for 21 years, he has been Utah football for the past 20 years. Where do you go from there? I don't know. But they have a good roster. Their defense coordinator is good. So him taking over will definitely keep them being a good team. So I personally do think it's sad to see such a great coach retire. But he had coached for 21 years. That is a long time to be a head football coach. But yeah. He's stepping down. He will coach in the Las Vegas Bowl, though. Second longest tenure coach. Of course, behind Kirk Ferentz. I already said that. But he might be a Hall of Fame coach. But he is. Some things are saying, I've heard 2 things saying he's not retiring. He's just leaving Utah and going to a new team. One thing said Michigan. And I just saw the name of an article. It didn't say the team, but I personally think he's retiring. I would be stunned. He is Utah. There's no way he's going to leave Utah and then coach somewhere else and then retire. He's going to retire a Utah Ute. I would be stunned and I'd kind of be mad at him. I'd be like, really? You're leaving them? to coach another school. Like, that would be shocking, I feel like, for Kyle Whittingham to do that. He is a better coach than Kirk Ferentz. He's better. Kirk Ferentz has more wins because he's coached 6 more seasons. But yeah, Whittingham, insanely successful coach. We're going to miss him. But we get one more game, the Las Vegas Bowl against Nebraska on New Year's Eve. But let's dive into the Army-Navy game. Army versus Navy. It is called America's Game. Army 6-5, Navy is 9-2. This should be a good football game. I think it's going to be a great football game. Because it's always kind of like a gritty game, hard-nosed football. That's what this game is. Kicks off at 2 o'clock. It's Central Time, CBS. It's going to be a fun one. It's called America's Game. Army, Navy, 2 members of our military, or 2 service academies. It's always a fun game. It's always a fun game. I like how it's always the weekend after conference championship week. You never really have much. Honestly, you don't have much to do. College football season. I mean, there honestly normally isn't bowl games. It's kind of weird to see that the LA Bowl, especially that the LA Bowl is a pretty good game, Boise State, Washington. Excuse me. But there's not really any football for the most part. So to have this game, that's important. It's a good rivalry. College Game Day used to come there. Hasn't done that in the past 2 or 3 years. But yeah, it's gonna be fun. I just saw an article saying that Donald Trump's gonna be there, so that's a big deal. But yeah, Army Navy. It is America's game. It's a massive, massive football game. It means a lot to them. It's the 2 service academies. It's a big deal. You even think Navy's 9-2, but they're not that good. Army's a trash 6-5. They've been a letdown this year. Could have been the Group of 5 team. It still means a lot. It is a fun game. Definitely tune in. It's a really fun football game. Bryson Daly just running the football and never throwing it. Because Army and Navy never run the traditional pass offense. Or at least Army doesn't. And that's kind of exciting, to just see hard-nosed run. Kind of the good old days. It's going to be fun to see. 2 o'clock, Central Time, CBS. It's going to be a really good football game. It's going to be a really good football game, all things considered. But I'm hoping this can be a 2-hour pregame show. I'm trying to think about it. I don't know, honestly. But yeah, Army's had a disappointing season. I mean, we all saw last season. They surprised everyone. Went 10-1. Beat Tulane for the AAC title to be 11-1. Then they lose to Navy by 18 points in America's Game. But then they won their bowl game. A nice 12-2 season. But look at how this season went. First game, you lose to Tarleton State, an FCS team, in overtime. You're like, is this immediately a disappointing year? Yeah. But then you beat Kansas State, a stunner at the time. Still honestly was. And then, after that, they lost to North Texas in OT, acceptable but still. Then got blown out to East Carolina by 22 points. Then you beat UAB by 18 points. Okay. Charlotte by 17. Neither of those teams are good. Lose to Tulane by 7. But I mean, Tulane's good. Beat the other service Academy Air Force by 3. Beat Temple by 1. Lose to Tulsa by 1. Beat UTSA by 3. So they definitely improved towards the end. They definitely improved a lot towards the end, but still a disappointing year. They have UConn in the Fenway Bowl. I'm not sure Jim Moore is going to coach in that game for UConn. But yeah, it's exciting. This game, again, it's always fun. Disappointing year for Army, but it's still a fun game. But then the Navy side of things, they did not quite reach the AAC title game of 1 AAC loss. Or, I keep on calling it the AAC. It's the AC. It's the American Conference. That's what it is. But, let's look at it. Last season, they beat Oklahoma in the Armed Forces Bowl. That was impressive. But this year, Oh, well, yeah, because they did that demo update. But they beat VMI 52-7. Beat UAB by 14. Beat Tulsa by 19. Beat Rice by 8. Beat Air Force, the other service academy, by 3. Beat Temple by 1. Beat FL Atlantic by 10. But they kind of had that cakewalk schedule. Lose to North Texas by 14. Lose to Notre Dame by 39. Beat South Florida, though, and by 3. Beat Memphis by 11. They got good wins, but then couldn't quite make the AAC title game. They got Army. Of course, they're looking to get a 10-win season, maybe. And then they have Cincinnati in the Liberty Bowl on January 2nd. That's a late bowl game. But I will check what time Army's bowl game is. But, which I will be picking who wins that game when I get to the bowl picks. But yeah, so Navy, it's been a good season. They're frustrated about the North Texas game. If they would have won that game, because the Notre Dame game didn't really matter. If they could have beaten North Texas, they would have gotten to the AAC 10. To tell you. And I thought that they weren't a good team. But they would have played Tulane, and they beat Memphis and South Florida. I mean, Memphis fell off, but still, they beat Memphis and South Florida. They could have given Tulane a run for their money, I think, and maybe been in the college football playoff. One thing interesting about an America's game, I mean, it's super unlikely for Navy or Army to ever make the college football playoff. No offense to them, but it's unlikely. Sorry, I was talking way too fast there. What I said was, it's unlikely for Navy or Army to reach the college football playoff. But that's the thing. If they lose an American team, it's like, hey, did they deserve to be here? But they already locked in their spot. But yeah, Army's bowl game is December 27th at 1:15 p.m. against UConn, Fenway Bowl. But yeah, we got ourselves, I mean, this is going to be a great game. Bryson Daly running the football. Now let's get into the main topic of the day, Heisman. I'm hoping to spend about 10 to 15 minutes on each person. Starting off, well, let's first go by my Heisman battle. I got Fernando Mendoza winning. I really want Pavia. I really want it. But the way it's sounding, I think it's going to go to Fernando Mendoza. Don't think I got Pavia down. I mean, you guys better not think that. I had Vanderbilt number 17 in my preseason ranking. I was like the only person in the world who probably had them ranked. I am a huge Doors believer. Just the way it's sounding, it's going to be Fernando Mendoza. I would vote for Pavia. I think Pavia deserves it more than Fernando Mendoza, but just based on the way it's sounding, based on the way I think other people are going to vote, it's going to go to Fernando Mendoza. Second in the voting, I think will be Pavia. I was thinking Sane at 4, but I'm thinking Sane at 3. And Jeremiah Love at 4. Let's start with Jeremiah Love. First, let's go over Jeremiah Love stats. But he won, the best running back award yesterday. And, Fernando Mendoza won, the best quarterback award. But Jeremiah Love stats. This season, Jeremiah Love, this season, he was predicted to be the best running back, lived up to it. He had 199 carries, which is tied 22nd in the league, for 1,372 yards, 4th in the league, 18 rushing touchdowns, 3rd, and 6.9 average 11th. The 18 touchdowns is really good. Is that really insane stats? And if he was one of the ones who said, I don't want to be in a bowl game, I'm not sure he deserves. I get where Notre Dame's going, but you're kind of just acting like a baby. And if Jeremiah Love was one of them, he should not win Heisman. But I think it would be unfair if he won it, especially considering, let's look at Ashton Jeanty. Ashton Jeanty 2024 stats. He had 2,000 in his dominant 2024 season. Running back Ashton Jeanty, he had 2,601 rushing yards, 29 to 30 rushing touchdowns, and 2,739 total scrimmage yards. He almost broke the rushing yard record. He had a 6-touchdown game that season. You could say he goes up against better competition. It's not insanely better competition. But Travis Hunter was just so insane. Yeah, Jeanty probably would have won the Heisman this year if he was in this year's ballot. But I still think it's unfair to Ashton Jeanty. If you give it to a running back who had a lot worse season, he had 1,000. Ashton Jeanty doubled him up in yards. I'm 10 more touchdowns. I mean, that would be insanely. Granted, he did play that other game, the 13th game. But that's the thing. Notre Dame, if you want a Heisman winner, join a conference. ACC has offered you it billions of times. Accept it. But yeah, I think it would be way unfair to Ashton Jeanty if you gave the Heisman Trophy to Jeremiah Love. Not saying he had a bad season. He had a great season. He was predicted to be the best running back. He lived up to the hype, but he started out kind of slow. His last game, he only ran for 60 yards and a touchdown. He wasn't as good as Ashton Jeanty. I don't care. Ashton Jeanty went up against easy opponents. Notre Dame didn't go up against great teams. Texas A&M, Miami, but I think he struggled in those two games, or at least Miami, I know he did. Let's see. Jeremiah Love's stats versus Miami. He had 10 carries for 33 yards and 4 catches for 26 yards. No touchdowns, I'm pretty sure. Texas versus Texas A&M. Okay, he had 23 carries for 94 yards and a touchdown, plus 4 receptions for 53 yards and a touchdown. Okay, that's a pretty good game, but the Miami game, and no touchdowns. I mean, 10 carries, 33 yards, 4 catches, 26 yards, 59 scrimmage yards total. No touchdowns. He was good in the Aggies game, of course, as you guys saw. A touchdown, 23 carries, 94 yards, 4 catches, 53 yards, and a receiving touchdown. So, but the Miami game, one of the best opponents he would play, he struggled. He struggled immensely. So that makes me question, okay, was he really that good? I mean, I wish I could go game by game his stats. I mean, I can. It's just it's a lot harder now because I have to search it up. But yeah, because I have to have their schedule on one tab. Okay, I'm gonna have a lot of tabs, but I'll do this with every quarterback or with every Heisman finalist. Yeah, this is my first time going in depth. Okay, so we already did the Notre Dame stats, the Texas A&M stats. Purdue versus Purdue. How did he fare? Against Purdue, he had 157 rushing yards and 2 touchdowns. That's good. Those are good stats. But it was a sorry. But it was a 2-win Purdue team. It was a 2-win Purdue team. Like, really? Yeah, he had a great game, but Purdue's horrible. No offense, Purdue defense, but Purdue was absolute garbage. Just saying. Not to take away too much credit, but if we want to start a debate, Ashton Jeanty, though, all of that stuff, let's just not. Okay, and then, Arkansas, the horrible 2-win football team. Yeah, but I hope it doesn't stop my video for, space-wise. I'm really hoping that. But, versus Arkansas. Okay, scoring 4 total touchdowns, 2 rushing, 2 receiving. In the first half, totaling 127 all-purpose yards, 57 rushing, 70 receiving on 9 touchdowns. He became the first Notre Dame player. Let's see. He had 14 carries, 57 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 and 3-yard scores. So that's not. And 5 catches, 70 yards, 2 touchdowns, 7 and 34-yard scores. 127 all-purpose yards on 19 catches, 4 total, 2 rushing, 2 receiving. Now, well, no, but I think this might have all been first half, and then he sat off, and then he sat out for the second half. Or they're just not giving me total stats, because this is AI, and I can't just click on the game anymore, because then it just pulls up an AI overview about the game. So those are good numbers, and it was on the road. It's an SEC team. Okay, and maybe that was just first half. If that was, and I think it was just first half. I don't know his total stats. He probably sat out considering it was such a blowout. So those are really good numbers. To have 4 total touchdowns in the first half. That that is impressive. But again, 2-1 Arkansas. Have got to remember that. Boise State. They were pretty good. But again, not competition. If we're going to start the Ashton Jeanty debate again, it's now going up against a good football team. So he had 103 rushing yards and 1 rushing touchdown. Good stats. And Boise State is, honestly, I think they're better than Arkansas. I think they're better than Purdue. I mean, Memphis beat Arkansas. Boise State could maybe beat Memphis in the game. Okay, good numbers. But is that Heisman level? 100 yards and a rushing touchdown? Nope. I mean, I'm not here to, dismantle his entire season, but, we gotta think. Okay. Versus NC State. NC State football. 18 carries, 86 yards, 4.8 yards per game, scored 2 rushing touchdowns. Good. Not quite 100 yards. Only 4.8 yards per carry. That's good. Don't get me wrong. But Heisman. We're talking about the best player in college football. Does he really scream that to you? Does he really scream best player in college football? Nope. USC. If he plays good in this game, I can really get on board. Okay. 228 rushing yards, career high. 1 rushing touchdown. Only 1 rushing touchdown. 5 catches for 37 yards. He did average 9.5 yards per carry. Insane amount of rushing yards. He only scored 1 touchdown, but again, you guys are probably rolling your eyes. Really? This was a good performance. This was a really good performance. And I'd say that honestly might be Heisman worthy. But the 1 touchdown is definitely going to hurt it. Don't think I'm just trying to be you guys all think Jeremiah Love's great, give you a billion reasons why he's absolute trash. That's not what I'm doing. I like Jeremiah Love. He's a great running back. But we are talking about the best player in college football. And if he wins it, and Ashton Jeanty apparently didn't deserve it, that is insane to our sport. But great game. But 1 rushing touchdown. But yeah, insane. 228 rushing yards. Great game. If he did that every game, he would win Heisman. 1,000%. And they beat a high-profile USC team. Boston College. You only beat this team by 15 points. I mean, that's rough. That's rough for a 2-win Boston College team. I mean, they put 3 2-win teams this team did. I'm sorry, but I don't really see why that's that impressive. Jeremiah Love stats versus Boston College. 17 carries for 136 yards and 2 touchdowns, including a game-breaking 94-yard touchdown run, averaging 8 yards per carry plus 4 catches for 30 yards. Again, I'm not sure if this is all correct. I mean, AI is most of the time correct, but just they did that update. I don't know if you guys have got it, but just it's dumb. But Jeremiah Love, that's a good game. But again, it's 2-win Boston College. I know. These are good stats. 17 carries, 136 yards, 2 touchdowns, a great 94-yard run, 8 yards per carry, 4 catches, 30 yards. Those are all great numbers. So, yeah, good stats. I'm not going to get into any more of it. Navy. Oh, okay, Navy's a pretty good team. They don't have a good defense. Okay, we'll see. Jeremiah Love stats versus Navy. I mean, they scored 49 points. It probably went off. Jeremiah Love has an excellent game against Navy, notably in 2024. Wait, what? Oh! Yeah, I hope you've been looking at the same games this entire time. 13 carries for 94 yards and 2 touchdowns. Wait, well, this is the Jeremiah Love 2025 stats per game link. I'm going to quickly check this out. Okay. This is what we're going to go by. Never mind. He had 10 carries for 33 yards, no touchdowns against Miami in a 30-point loss. But great defense. 23 carries for 94 yards and a touchdown in a 1-point loss to Texas A&M. Good game. 19 carries, 157 yards, 2 touchdowns. To win Purdue, but great game. But he had a receiving touchdown in the Texas A&M game. But that's it so far. He had 14 carries for 57 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns, and 5 catches for 70 yards and 2 receiving touchdowns in the Arkansas game. Against Boise State, he had 16 carries, 103 yards, 1 rushing touchdown. I'll only do the receiving. But in the Aggies game, he had 4 catches for 53 yards, and then that touchdown I already said. But yeah, Boise State, 16 carries, 103 yards, and a rushing touchdown. NC State, 18 carries, 86 yards, 2 rushing touchdowns. Good. USC, 24 carries, 228 rushing yards, and a receiving, not a receiving touchdown, a rushing touchdown. Good game, but again, the 1 touchdown. 17 carries, 136 yards, 2 touchdowns. Great game, but it's a 2-win team. 13 carries, 94 yards, 2 touchdowns. Navy, good game. 23 carries, 147 yards, and a touchdown against Pittsburgh. Great. 8 carries, 171 yards, 3 touchdowns. Insane. A 21.4 average. That was an insane game. But then the game that really hurt his Heisman chances, 14 carries, 66 yards, and a rushing touchdown in the game versus Stanford. That's gonna be the one that really hurts Jeremiah Love. But yeah, those are good numbers. Those are really, really, really good numbers. But again, blind Jeremiah Love, 199 carries for 1,372 yards and 18 touchdowns and a 6.9 average. And he won the Doak Walker Award winner. Which he won that award, which is given to the best running back. It was a phenomenal season. Do not think for a second that I do not think it was a phenomenal season. But was it the best season in college football? When Julian Sand is probably going to set the completion percentage record. Diago Pavia, completely turned around Vanderbilt single-handedly. And Fernando Mendoza, you can say it's all Signetti. Curtis Rourke wasn't that good. Curtis Rourke was not that good last year. We're talking about these quarterbacks who were playing insanely great football. To give it to Jeremiah Love would be an outrage, in my opinion. I like Jeremiah Love. Impressive season, especially to Ashton Jeanty in the season he had. He doubled him in rushing yards. He had 12 more touchdowns. Let's just look at it. Yeah, I'll just quickly take one more peek at Ashton Jeanty's 2024 stats. Yeah, 29 to 30 rushing touchdowns, 2,601 yards. Great game. He almost broke the rushing yard record. If Penn State did not just know how to bottle him up, he would have broken that. Well, that's going to be it for the Jeremiah Love segment. Now let's get into all of the things. Okay, well, we don't need to pull up Notre Dame football and all that. We just need... No, we actually only need one stat. So let's do Julian Sand next, the guy who I have third on my ballot. Julian Sand game-by-game stats. Okay, yeah. I just really hope that this doesn't end on me. But, I wish they put his completion percentage. Okay, well, I'll also have a tab, I guess. Just say Julian Sand's completion percentage. Julian Sand 2025. He's a 78.4 completion percentage, and right now he's on pace to break Bo Nix's record. 78.4 is insane. Let's just go. He has 3,323 yards, 31 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Texas game. Texas was a great team. They were ranked first at the time. Great defense. He goes 13 for 20, 126 yards, 65% completion percentage, and a passing touchdown. Good game. Then against Grambling State trash team, they win 70-0. He goes 18 for 19, 306 yards, 94.7 completion percentage, 4 passing touchdowns, but that one incompletion was a pick. Then in their 37-9 win against trash Ohio, 25 completions. Well, no, he goes 25 for 32, 347 yards, 78.1 completion percentage, 3 passing touchdowns, 2 picks. Rough game. Then they play Washington, a good team, on the road. They win 24-6. He goes 22 for 28, 208 yards, 78.6 completion percentage, 2 passing touchdowns, no picks. Good game. Minnesota, they win 42-3. That is good. Very good. He goes 23 for 27, 326 passing yards, 85.2 completion percentage, 3 passing touchdowns, no picks. Illinois, the big game on the road, they win 34-16. He goes 19 for 27, 166 yards, 70.4 completion percentage, 2 touchdowns, no picks. In their blowout win in Camp Randall against a good Wisconsin defense, he goes 36 for 42, 393 yards, 85.7% completion percentage, 4 passing touchdowns, no picks. The Penn State game ripped apart Jim Knowles. He goes 20 for 23, 316 yards, 87.0% completion percentage, 4 passing touchdowns, no picks. More passing touchdowns than picks. Insane. Against, in their 34-10 win over trash Purdue, he goes 27 for 33, 303 yards, 81.8 completion percentage, a touchdown, a pick. Kind of a struggle. UCLA in the 48-10 win, 23 for 31, 184 passing yards, 74.2 completion percentage, 1 passing touchdown, no picks. Good. They're solid. They're in the 42-9 win versus Rutgers, 13 for 19, 157 yards, 68.4 completion percentage, 2 passing touchdowns, no picks. A struggle bus. Because he didn't have Cornell Tate or Jeremiah Smith. Maybe that's why, or that definitely is why. Against Michigan, they win 27-9. He goes 19 for 26, 233 passing yards, 73.1 completion percentage, 3 passing touchdowns, 1 pick. And then in the 13-10 loss to Indiana, he goes 21 for 29, 258 passing yards, 72.4 completion percentage, a touchdown, a pick. His completion percentage is carrying him, but he has probably a top 5 greatest defense of all time. He probably has a top 5 greatest defense of all time. He does. And he has Jeremiah Smith could be the number 1 overall pick, not in this draft because he can't enter, but in next year's draft. Cornell Tate he'll be around 1 pick. But again, Fernando Mendoza has a great defense. Again, Fernando Mendoza has Omar Cooper, and I forgot the other guy's name, but he has 2 great wide receivers too. He has 2 great wide receivers also. But I do understand. But then also, and Mendoza beat Sain. So that's kind of why I have Sain over Mendoza. I think if Ohio State would have beaten Indiana 13-10, I think Pavia would be winning it. I'd say Sain's best game was probably the Penn State game against a struggling defense, but to embarrass Jim Knowles in the shoe when he ditched them last year against a talented defense, to go 20 for 23, only 3 incompletions, to throw for 316 yards, 87% completion percentage, to throw 4 touchdowns and no picks. To throw 1 more touchdown, then an interception against a really talented defense. And I'll compare this to Fernando Mendoza's stats once I get to Mendoza. But those are impressive numbers. And we have to recognize. But yeah, Pavia runs a bit. Well, let's look at rushing stats. He did not have a single rushing touchdown. Pavia was an insane runner. Pavia threw more picks and less touchdowns, but Pavia has less help, and he runs a lot better. But Sain has better numbers than Jeremiah Love. I think he does, and I don't think that's that bold. But yes, I mean, they're a good football team. They are a really, really talented football roster. And so he is somewhat carried by having an insane roster. I will understand that. He has an insane coach in Ryan Day. He has Brian Hartline, but Fernando Mendoza has Signetti. I will say Clark Lee is a pretty good coach, but so is Marcus Freeman. These guys all have great coaches. I mean, Signetti back-to-back Coach of the Year winner. But they are an impressive team, Ohio State is. Upsetting to not win the Big Ten championship, and I understand. A lot of people argue he might not even be a top 5 best player on their team. They got Caleb Downs, Carnell Tate, Jeremiah Smith. Indiana probably has a better run game. Bo Jackson's good, but he's not insane. So I can understand. Why people would argue, why do we have he's carried. He's not that good. I can understand that 1,000%. I can understand why you would argue that. But the completion, he's going to break Bo Nix's completion percentage record. Right now he has a 6% better completion percentage, I think. I'm pretty sure. Bo Nix, or did I call him Bo Jackson? Bo Nix. Bo Nix, 2023 completion percentage. Bo Nix. No. No, never mind. 77.4. Never mind. He's only beating it by 1%. So if he has a bad completion percentage game in the college football playoff, he won't win it. But the completion percentage right now has the record with he has 78.4, 77.4. So exactly 1%. Or no, because he has 77.45 was Bo Nix. Wait. I'm going to check one thing, actually. This thing kind of said that Julian Sands' completion percentage is final. No, he's just on pace. So he's not for sure. But yeah, I get it. Insane roster. But also, the completion percentage is insane. 31 touchdowns, 6 picks. I get it. Kind of easy schedule. I don't care. These are impressive numbers, and we have got to respond to them. And I mean, Texas game was a struggle bus, but against the preseason #1 ranked team in your first career start, that's good. Grambling State, the one incompletion is a pick, which is frustrating. But it is an FCS team. 3 touchdowns, 2 picks, kind of a struggle against Ohio. Mediocre against Washington, good against Minnesota, mediocre against Illinois, great against Wisconsin, incredible against Penn State, not that good against Purdue, struggles a bit against UCLA, struggles a bit, isn't great against Rutgers, is good against Michigan, kind of struggles against Indiana. Good numbers. But they're not Heisman, they are somewhat Heisman worthy, but given the roster talent in that he had a lot of mediocre games, had kind of an easy schedule, had an insane defense, had a great wide receiver core, I don't think he deserves it. Now let's get into who I think should win the Heisman, but he's not going to. I would have him first on my ballot. But this is what I think the voting order is going to be. My ballot, Jeremiah Love at 4, Sane at 3, Fernando Mendoza at 2, Pavi at 1. But how I think it's going to go with Mendoza at 1, Pavi at 2. Julian Sane at 3, and Jeremiah Love at 4. But Diago Pavia. 3,192 passing yards, 27 passing touchdowns, 8 picks. That's 2 more picks than saying. That is 4 less touchdowns. First off, he played an extra game, but yeah, he earned it all though. Okay. And he did throw more picks in one less game. But let's just, and I'll look up his completion percentage. Diego Pavia, 2025 completion percentage, 71.2. He has a great completion percentage. I mean, that's really good. And he is the Johnny Unitas Golden Arm Award winner, which is the best senior quarterback. But yeah, 3,192 passing yards, 27 passing touchdowns, 8 picks, 71.2% completion percentage. And let's see. How many rush TDs does Pavia have? Let's see. Pavia has 9 rushing touchdowns. But I think he has some fumbles. So let's see. Charleston Southern, FCS team, yes, but they won 45-3. Pavia goes 20 for 25, 275 passing yards, 80% completion percentage, 3 touchdowns, no picks. And then he has 8 carries for 44 yards and no rushing touchdowns. Again, in their 44-20 win over Virginia Tech, he goes 12 for 18, 193 yards, 66.7, 6-7. Completion percentage, he throws 2 touchdowns a pick. Not that good. And he's 11 carries for 61 yards, no rushing touchdowns. But then on the road, 11th ranked South Carolina, I get it. Carolina finishes 4-8. Didn't age well, but still impressive. They went 31-7. Pavia goes 18 for 25, 177 passing yards, 72% completion percentage, 2 passing touchdowns, one pick. He has 11 carries for 24 yards and no touchdowns. In their 70-21 win against Georgia State, I'm pretty sure he got pulled early in the second half, considering it was such a blah. But he goes 18 for 24, 245 passing yards, 75% completion percentage, 1 rushing touchdown, no picks. And then he has 9 carries for 86 yards and a rushing touchdown. Then in the 55-35 win over Utah State, 26 for 34, 321 passing yards, 76.5 completion percentage. Good so far, 5 passing touchdowns, 1 interception. And then he has 9 carries for 79 yards and a rushing touchdown. Then he struggles against Bama. They lose 30-14. He goes 21 for 35, 198 yards, 60% completion percentage, a touchdown, a pick, 12 carries, 58 yards, no rushing touchdowns, and I know we had a fumble. 10th ranked LSU. They win, or at the time, didn't age that well, but still. They win 31-24. Pavia goes 14 for 22, 160 rushing yards, 63.6 completion percentage, a touchdown, no picks, and then he has 17 carries, 86 yards, and 2 rushing touchdowns. Great game. Then against Missouri, game day was there, didn't age that well. It did not age that well. So I was on Missouri because it just took me off the website. But against Missouri, they win 17-10. He goes 10 for 19, 129 passing yards, 52.6 completion percentage, no passing touchdowns, a pick, 8 carries, not 18. 8 carries for 20 yards and a rushing touchdown. Struggle bus game. But these last 4 games when he gets going. A 34-31 loss to Texas because of the onside kick. And I get it. It was pretty much all in the fourth quarter, but still really good stats. He goes 27 for 38, 365 passing yards, 71.1 completion percentage, 3 passing touchdowns, no picks, 14 carries for 43 yards and a rushing touchdown. Great numbers. Then in a 45-38 overtime win over Auburn, 25 for 33, 377 passing yards, 75.8% completion percentage, 3 passing touchdowns, no picks, 18 carries, 112 yards and a rushing touchdown. Great game. Against Kentucky in a 45-17 win, he goes 33 for 39, 484 yards, 84.6 completion percentage, 5 passing touchdowns, 1 pick, 15 carries, 48 yards, and a rushing touchdown. That's what really got him the Heisman hype going. And then Tennessee game started out kind of rough with 2 picks, but he goes 18 for 28, 268 passing yards, 64.3 completion percentage, 1 touchdown, 2 picks. Like, that's not very good. 20 carries, 165 yards, and a rushing touchdown. I'll look up how many fumbles. How many fumbles did Diego Pavia have in 2025? He had 3 fumbles lost, ranking him tied for 24th in the nation. So that's kind of frustrating. He has Eli Sowers to throw to, and he has a solid running back. But ultimately, he is carrying Vanderbilt football. He is carrying Vanderbilt football without a doubt. It's upsetting that his 2 5-touchdown games, he did throw a pick 2 in those games, which is frustrating. But he is ultimately carrying this Vanderbilt football team. First 10-win season in program history. It's a phenomenal turnaround. It's phenomenal what Diego Pavia has done. He's not going to win it. He deserves it. He's turned around that entire program. When he walked in that door, people started believing he was good last season. They have a winning season. People were stunned when they were ranked at a point in time that year. And they were just getting started. As they were in the top 10 at that point in time, they win 10 games. Pavia wins China United's Golden Arm Award. He's a Heisman finalist. He'll probably finish second in the voting. I hope he wins it. I don't think he will. I would vote for him to win it, but yeah, Pavia. It all started at a junior college. Then he goes to New Mexico. Then Vanderbilt wants him. Vanderbilt was a 2-10 team before he walked through that door. Then he beats Alabama, gets him a winning season. And then he talks a ton of smack about Tennessee in the offseason, lives up to it by. Something I don't understand is, let's talk about this. Vanderbilt didn't move up in the rankings at all after they beat Tennessee, right? After they go on the road against then 19th ranked Tennessee, beat them by 21 points and lay 45 points on that. Excuse me. But let's look at some other great teams. Georgia went into Neyland, needed an 8-point comeback, needed Tennessee to miss a game-winning field goal in regulation, and then needed to win by like 3 points in overtime or something. So they needed extra time, and they needed them to miss a game-winning kick. Okay. Let's look at Bama. They won by 17, 4 less points, and they were at home. They didn't have to go into crazy Neyland. And they needed a free pick 6 as regulation. At the end of the first half, to be able to do it. I mean, if that's a touchdown on second and goal, they only win by 3. I'm just saying they needed a free pick 6. Otherwise, it would have at least been 10-point win, and they were at home. And then Oklahoma, supposed to great team, they went into Neyland, only won by 6. And Vandy doesn't move up at all when they go into Neyland and beat Tennessee by like 18 more points than Georgia beat them by. And Georgia needed overtime. They beat them by 4 more points than Bama did, but Bama needed a pick 6 at the end of the first half. And Bama was at home. They had the crazy home field advantage. And then they beat them by 15 more points than Oklahoma did. And they had to go into Neyland and do it. They laid 45 points on them. Georgia also laid a lot on them. And so did Bama, but still. For them to not move up at all was rude. People would have been shocked to see a 10-2 SEC team be left out, but that's just the case. It's frustrating. Because they had 4 top 20 wins. But none of them age well. 11th ranked South Carolina. Finished 4-8 unranked. 10th ranked LSU. Finished 7-5 unranked. 15th ranked Missouri. Finished 8-4 unranked. And Tennessee was ranked 19th, but they lost that game, propelling them down to 8-4 unranked. That just stinks. And then they had 2 ranked teams who are currently ranked, Bama and Texas. That onside kick, that would have been a memorable comeback for the ages. And they could have recovered the onside kick. And people would have been thinking game-time field goal. They honestly could have won it. Because based on how that offense was rolling. Pavia has less help than Fernando Mendoza and Julian Say, and not too much worse stats No offense to Eli Stowers and Cedric Alexander's a great back. I think that's his name. But he is ultimately carrying that group. And it's going to be unfortunate that he is probably not going to win that award. I really want that for him, but based on the way it's sounding, he's not going to get it done. But a lot of people want him to win it. I think he deserves it, but I ultimately do not think he's going to win the Heisman Trophy. It's frustrating stuff. Excuse me. I mean, it's frustrating. It's really frustrating to be seeing that. But it looks like that's just going to be the way that the cookie crumbles this time around. 3,192 passing yards. Well, there's actually some stuff down here. He had 200. His final stats. He went 240. He had 242 completions on 348 attempts. 3,192 passing yards. 71.2 completion percentage. 27 passing touchdowns. 8 interceptions. He got sacked 18 times, but he had 152 carries for 826 yards, 9 rushing touchdowns. He had over 4,000 yards overall. He had 4,000. He had literally 4,000 total yards. He almost had 1,000 rushing yards. I wish that they could have scheduled that game with Miami. If they would have won that game, they probably would be in the college football playoff. It's unfortunate that Vanderbilt did not make the playoffs. It's really unfortunate. But that's just the way it worked, and great year for Pavi. I hope he wins Heisman. I don't think it's going to happen, though. Now for who I think should finish second, but they're going to finish first. The one, the only Fernando Mendoza. I mean, I thought he deserved Heisman or should have been up there after that Illinois game where he threw like 2 incompletions and 5 touchdowns. Fernando Mendoza game by game stats. Per game. Okay. Yeah, so he won the Maxwell Award. I think it's like best quarterback. Excuse me. He has 2,980 passing yards, 33 passing touchdowns, 6 interceptions. First game, he beat Old Dominion 27-14. He goes 18 for 31, 193 passing yards, 58.1 completion percentage, no passing touchdowns, no picks. But he has 6 carries for 33 yards and a rushing touchdown. Kennesaw State, they beat them 56-9. He goes 18 for 25, 245 passing yards, 72% completion percentage, 4 passing touchdowns, no picks, 3 carries, 20 yards, no touchdowns. Indiana State, they win 73-0. He goes 19 for 20, 270 yards, 95% completion percentage, 5 passing touchdowns, no picks, 6 carries, 19 yards, and a rushing touchdown. Against Illinois, he goes 21 for 23, 266 passing yards, 91.3% completion percentage, 5 touchdowns, no picks. Didn't age that well, but they were ranked 9th at the time. Illinois, and they beat them 63-10. He has 7 carries for 4 yards. But then Iowa, it's a good defense. He goes 13 for 23, 233 yards, 56.5 completion percentage, 2 passing touchdowns, 1 pick, 8 carries for 26 yards. No touchdowns. Big game in Eugene against Oregon. They win 30-20. He goes 20 for 31, 215 yards, 64.5% completion percentage, 1 passing touchdown, 1 pick, and I'm pretty sure it was a pick 6 carries for 31 yards, no touchdowns. Michigan State, they win 38-13. He goes 24 for 28, 332 passing yards, 85.7 completion percentage, 4 passing touchdowns, no picks, and 5 carries for 18 yards, no touchdowns. I'm sorry I didn't read Julian Saint's rushing stats, but it doesn't matter that much. UCLA, they win 56-6. He goes 15 for 22, 168 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick, 5 carries, 45 yards, and a rushing touchdown. Against Maryland, they win 55-10. He goes 14 for 121, 201 yards or passing yards, 66.7 completion percentage, 6.7, 1 passing touchdown, 1 pick, 4 carries for 24 yards and a touchdown. 27-24 win in Happy Valley against Penn State. He goes 19 for 30, 218 passing yards, 63.3% completion percentage, 1 passing touchdown, 1 pick. He has 6 carries for 20 yards and a rushing touchdown in their 31-7 win against Wisconsin. He goes 22 for 24, 299 yards, 91.7% completion percentage, 4 passing touchdowns, no picks, 6 carries, negative 24 yards, no touchdowns. In a 56-3 win over Purdue, he goes 8 for 15, 117 yards, 53.3% completion percentage, 2 passing touchdowns, no picks, 2 carries, 27 yards, and a rushing touchdown. Then in their 13-10 win over first-ranked Ohio State, he goes 15 for 23, 222 yards, 65.2 completion percentage, 1 passing touchdown, 1 pick, 5 carries, negative 3 yards. His stats, his total season stats, 226 completions on 316 attempts, 2,980 passing yards, 71.5 completion percentage, 33 passing touchdowns, 6 interceptions, a 181.4 rating. But he has 69 carries for 240 yards, 6 rushing touchdowns. So his completion percentage, his final completion percentage was 71.5. So all 3 of these quarterbacks have great completion percentages in the 70s, which is really rare. He didn't run as well as Pavia. They played competition. They played 3 teams that were in the top 10 at the time. But 3 teams that finished finally ranked, because Iowa was finally ranked. But I'm not sure if I said his Michigan State stats. He went 24 for 28, 4 touchdowns, no picks, 5 carries, 18 yards. And if I didn't say UCLA, they win 56-6. He goes 15 for 22, 168 passing yards, 68.2 completion percentage, 3 touchdowns, 15 for 22, 168 yards, 68.2 completion percentage, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick. 5 carries, 45 yards, and a rushing touchdown. Excuse me. He has Omar Cooper, who has the other really good wide receiver. Something I never understood was everyone gave him Heisman hype after the Penn State game. Clutch game in Jack. He needed an insane catch on third and goal. And also, not only did he need that, but he also, they were up by 4, and then he threw, they were up by 3, and then he threw a costly pick that put Penn State in great field position. So the fact that he makes a costly mistake, and they're down to a 3-5 team. Yes, they're a really talented 3-5 team, because considering they came in the national title hype, they were my preseason natty pick. But you're down because you just threw a costly pick, and then you make up for your mistake and have a touchdown drive, and you need a free catch to do so, and all of a sudden it's like, Heisman. So should he purposely throw a nasty pick to then just be clutched, and then it doesn't make sense. I feel like that should have maybe hurt his Heisman stock. Or because if he doesn't have that drive, it's like, oh no, why did we think Mendoza would win Heisman? But then it's like, they have the insane catch. They win the game. Great job, Mendoza. Heisman for you. Saying that kind of a Heisman game. 3 incompletions, 4 touchdowns. I mean, Penn State was trash. But, Jacob Rodriguez also should have been a Heisman finalist, I think. But yeah, talented group. Indiana's great. You may say Signetti's carrying Mendoza. Curtis Rourke was not this good. Let's look at Curtis Rourke's stats. Let's just please look at Curtis Rourke's stats. Curtis Rourke was nowhere near as good as Fernando Mendoza. It's just trying to load. Fernando Mendoza could be the number 1 overall pick. I don't think he deserves to be, but he could be. But Curtis Rourke 2024 stats. He threw for 3,042 yards, 29 touchdowns, 5 picks, and 69.4 completion percentage. Oh wait, and he played with a torn ACL for part of the season. He had 2 rushing touchdowns, 41 rushing attempts for negative 25 yards because they count sacks and all that. So he was good. But he wasn't as good as Mendoza. He had a cakewalk schedule. But the fact that he played through a torn ACL was really impressive. But, yeah. But we're going to quickly kind of look at Jacob Rodriguez's stats. And then we're kind of going to pick the bowl games. We want to go game by game. We'll just look at his end of the season stats. Jacob Rodriguez stats. I forgot to put game by game. Okay. So his stats per game. He had 117, I think, total tackles, 61 solo, 56 assists, 1 sack, 7 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries, 4 interceptions, and he had 41 yards off of it. 10.3 average, no pick sixes, 26 was his long, 6 PD or something. Those are good numbers. I don't really know defensive stats as well, but he was great, and I think he might have deserved it over Jeremiah Love. But now let's do bowl games. And then I guess we can probably, consider I'm going to be picking every single bowl game other than the New Year's Six ones because we don't know exactly that. But I won't pick college football playoff games because I'm going to do a separate video on my playoff bracket. Because I don't know for sure because I'm going to be doing a bracket. In the LA Bowl today, you got 9-4 Boise State. You got Washington. Boise State's a group of 5 team. Washington was a successful Big Ten team. Give me Washington to beat Boise State in a good one. It might be kind of a blow-up, but Washington wins. Jack State versus Troy. You got the Sun Belt runner-up versus the Conference USA runner-up. Give me Troy. The Sun Belt's better than the Conference USA. That's on Tuesday. Give me Troy to go home with a bowl win. Old Dominion playing South Florida. South Florida was a really good team. I don't know if Alex Golesh is going to coach or not. I don't care. South Florida's better than Old Dominion. South Florida wins the Kier Bowl. South Florida's a really good football team. Then in the Lending Tree Bowl, Wednesday, December 17th, 7:30 p.m., Louisiana plays Delaware. Delaware, I think, is new to the FBS, so impressive to be a bowl team, but they don't win a bowl game. Louisiana beats Delaware in a good one. Missouri State against Arkansas State. I think Missouri State's also new to the FBS, but they can't quite snag a bowl game. Give me Arkansas State to win. And that one doesn't have a name, but on Thursday, December 18th, 8 p.m., Arkansas State beats Missouri State. Then in the Myrtle Beach Bowl, Friday, December 19th, 10 a.m., Kennesaw State, Western Michigan, a battle between 2 conference champions. Kennesaw State, I love them. I played as them on College 25 because I don't have College 26 yet. But give me Western Michigan. The Cinderella story ends here. The MAC is slightly more elite than the Conference USA, so they've just played tougher opponents. Give me Western Michigan to win. In the Gasparilla Bowl, 8-4 Memphis, 7-5 NC State. This is Friday, December 19th, 1:30 p.m. Give me NC State to win. Memphis fell off at the end, lost their last 3 games, 4 of their last 6. NC State has had to go through tougher opponents. Give me NC State to beat Memphis. Of course, going to skip over those 4 college football playoff games to get to the famous Idaho Potato Bowl, Monday, December 22nd, 1 p.m. Washington State, Utah State. Washington State beat Oregon State the second time, but they lost to them the first time. I don't know if their coach is coaching or not. Give me Utah State to get a nice bowl win. In the Baco Raton Bowl on Tuesday, December 23rd, 1 p.m., Toledo plays Louisville. Louisville ended rough, but Louisville's definitely better than Toledo. Give me Louisville to win that game. The New Orleans Bowl, Tuesday, December 23rd, 4:30 p.m., Western Kentucky, Southern Miss. Western Kentucky is a talented team. Well, I don't know much about either of these teams, but give me Western Kentucky to win the New Orleans Bowl. Then in the Frisco Bowl, Tuesday, December 23rd, 8 p.m., UNLV plays Ohio. That should be a nice game, but give me UNLV. They had a good first season with Dan Mullen. So give me UNLV over UNLV beats Ohio. In the Hawaii Bowl, Wednesday, December 24th, Christmas Eve at 7 p.m., California plays Hawaii. Hawaii is in the Hawaii is playing in the Hawaii Bowl. California, they beat SMU to end their season. They beat Hawaii. California spoils Hawaii's Hawaii Bowl party. In the game above Sports Bowl, I think that used to be the Bahamas Bowl. That is Friday, December 26th, 12 p.m. These are all in Central Time now. Excuse me. Central Michigan plays Northwestern. Northwestern has had to go through a tougher schedule. They beat Central Michigan. They are more talented, and they beat Central Michigan. In the Rate Bowl, Friday, December 26th, 3:30 p.m., New Mexico plays Minnesota. Minnesota, again, had to play tough for opponents. Give me Minnesota to win. In the First Responder Bowl, Friday, December 26th, 7 p.m., FIU plays UTSA. I think UTSA wins. They managed to beat Tulane. They're a talented team. Give me UTSA over FIU. Then the Military Bowl, Saturday, December 27th, 10 a.m. Pittsburgh plays East Carolina. Pittsburgh was pretty good in the ACC. They managed to beat Georgia Tech. Give me Pittsburgh over East Carolina. In the Pinstripe Bowl, Saturday, December 27th, 11 a.m., Penn State, Clemson. I don't know if Clemson is going or not, but both these teams ended well. Clemson won their last 4. Penn State won their last 3. But Clemson was preseason ranked 4th. Penn State was preseason ranked 2nd. You would think that this was like a national championship if I said that these two teams were playing at the beginning of the year. Jim Knowles, I don't think will be coordinating for Penn State because he took the Tennessee job. But give me Clemson to end the year right. Penn State is a losing season. Clemson beats Penn State in the Pinstripe Bowl on Saturday, December 27th at 11 a.m. Give me Clemson to beat Penn State. Then in the Fenway Bowl, Saturday, December 27th, 1:15 p.m., UConn Army. UConn had a great season. I don't care if Jim Moore's coaching or not. UConn gets a 10-win season, beats Army. Then the Pop-Tarts Bowl, Saturday, December 27th, 2:30 p.m., 22nd ranked Georgia Tech plays 12th ranked BYU. As we look at it, this was going to be Notre Dame. It would have been a better game that way, but it will still be a good game. But Georgia Tech ended poorly. They lost like 3 of their last 4, so give me BYU to win the Pop-Tarts Bowl over Georgia Tech. Then in the Arizona Bowl, Saturday, December 27th, 3:30 p.m., Miami, Ohio plays Fresno State. I think Fresno State wins. They are a good football team. Give me Fresno State over Miami of Ohio. In the New Mexico Bowl, Saturday, December 27th, 4:45 p.m., 25th ranked North Texas plays San Diego State. Both teams were good teams, but North Texas has an insanely good offense. Give me North Texas to beat San Diego State in the New Mexico Bowl. Then on Saturday, December 27th, 6:30 p.m. in the Gator Bowl, 19th ranked Virginia plays Missouri. Missouri was in the SEC. Virginia ended rough, losing in the ACC championship. They didn't really have a tough schedule. Give me Missouri to beat Virginia in somewhat an upset. Missouri beats Virginia in the Gator Bowl. In the Texas Bowl, Saturday, December 27th, 8:15 p.m., LSU plays 21st ranked Houston. Houston's a really good football team. They're 0-2 when they're ranked. I don't care. LSU doesn't have an offense and a defensive game with Willie Fritz, and Houston beat LSU. In the Pregame Bowl on December 29th, 1 p.m., Georgia Southern plays Appalachian State. Don't really know much about either of these teams. Give me Appalachian State. Independence Bowl, December 30th, 1 p.m., Coastal Carolina, Louisiana Tech. Coastal Carolina, I know they used to be good. Give me Coastal Carolina to beat Louisiana Tech in a good game. In the Music City Bowl down there in Nashville, I will not be going, though. On December 30th, 4:30 p.m., Tennessee, Illinois. The Vols, even though they don't have a defensive coordinator, give me Tennessee to beat Illinois. Both of these teams had kind of disappointing seasons, kind of CFP admiration. But give me the Vols to end right and beat Illinois. Tennessee beats Illinois. In the Alamo Bowl, December 30th, 8 p.m., 16th ranked USC plays unranked TCU. TCU had a good year, but USC is just more talented. Give me USC to beat TCU. On December 31st, 11 a.m., the Relic West Bowl, 23rd ranked Iowa, 14th ranked Vanderbilt. Iowa does not have an offense. They have a great defense, but Pavia rips apart good defenses. Give me Vanderbilt to beat Iowa and end their Cinderella story. Incredible. In incredible fashion, Vanderbilt beats Iowa. In the Sun Bowl, December 31st, Arizona State plays Duke. Both teams are unranked. I think Duke wins. Keeps this end of the year story great. Sam Levitt is entering the transfer portal, I'm pretty sure, so he's not going to be able to play. even if he was healthy. So give me Duke to beat Arizona State in the Sun Bowl. In the Cheez-It Citrus Bowl, December 31st, 2 p.m., 18th ranked Michigan, 13th ranked Texas. Texas is a better team. And then Michigan, with all the Sharon Moore drama, give me, Michigan. No. Give me Texas to beat Michigan. Texas is more talented, all of the Sharon Moore drama. Give me Texas to beat Michigan and end their disappointing season. Right. In the Las Vegas Bowl, December 31st, 2:30 p.m., Nebraska plays 15th ranked Utah. The last game of the Kyle Whittingham era. I don't know if Dylan Raiola was playing. Give me Utah to beat Nebraska, and the Kyle Whittingham era ends right. Of course, we're going to skip over all of the New Year's Six Bowls. And now for the Armed Forces Bowl, January 2nd, 12 p.m., Rice, Texas State. Don't know much about either of these teams. Give me Texas State, though. Then the Liberty Bowl, January 2nd, 3:30 p.m., Navy, Cincinnati. Since Cincinnati ended rough, and that continues. They lose their 5th consecutive game. Give me Navy over Cincinnati. Then on January 2nd, 7 p.m., the Dukes, Mayo Bowl, Wake Forest, Mississippi State. Mississippi State, interesting. They get a bowl game at 5-7 because I don't think they had enough teams. But give me Wake Forest to end with 9 wins and end that story. Great. But Wake Forest beats Mississippi State. Then on January 2nd, 7 p.m. in the Holiday Bowl, 17th ranked Arizona was unranked SMU. Noah Fafita, Kevin Jennings. This is going to be a great game. Arizona's great season ends rough. SMU beats Arizona. Well, that's it for my college football pregame show, my longest episode ever. Hour 11 is what we're currently at. But I will be doing a video soon. Probably tomorrow, about my bracket. So yeah, I hope you liked this episode. I hope I go 100% on these bowl picks. I mean, that would shock me. There's so many bowl games. I hope you can understand me. But make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow when I talk about my bracket. I hope you enjoyed my take on who wins Heisman. Again, if I could vote, I would have Pavi at 1, Mendoza at 2, Sayin at 3, Jeremiah Love at 4. But based on how I think it's going to go, I think Fernando Mendoza will get first, Pavia gets second, Sayin gets 3, Jeremiah Love gets 4. But I hope you enjoy this video. Oh, wait. Picking who wins Army-Navy. Give me Army in a physical game. They beat Navy. Frustrating way for Navy to end their season. Army beats Navy. I almost forgot to pick that game, but Army beats Navy. I hope you enjoyed all my bowl game picks. Kyle Whittingham's retirement, I talked about that. But make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you tomorrow for my CFP bracket predictions. Bye now.